Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm here with another quick card. And my quick card today comes from one of our kits. Now, this particular kit is the Sentimental Rose card kit, and I thought I'd just give you a quick run through of the kit while we're at it before we get started on the card itself. I'm just going to do one of these cards. But when you get our kits, these are all-inclusive kits. They've got everything in that you need. We've got some little enamel dots. There are some dimensionals, some cotton. This is in this particular one. We've got a glass block for your stamps. We've got a set of stamps here. Let me move that out of the way. And this is a beautiful one because you've got a lovely floral stamp and you've got some great sentiments that can be used for all sorts of occasions, as you can see there. So carrying on through, with this one we've even got a card box so that you can put together some of these cards into a card box and gift it. And I will just warn you that there is actually a film on this that you want to peel off that's protecting the box, so just double check about that. I'm not going to do the box today. We've got the envelopes that you will need as well as the card front. So we've got some different envelopes. Let's go through. So we've got different sort of lined envelopes in different shades. There's more. Let me get the others. So you've got, I think it's 9 total cards and envelopes that we're going to have. So that's the envelopes. And these are the cards. They're a bit smaller than normal, but still ideal for posting. We've also got in here, this is a box wrap to go around that plastic box that you just saw. And that's already got its adhesive on it, so that's great. And we've got some more card bases here. These are all pre-printed, so all you need to do is fold them. We've got those different card bases like that, so I'll come back to those in a minute. We've got banners that press out. You can see how easy they press out. And then we've got some more card layers that we can use. So we've got all these that are going to be used for this. Some card layers that are already pre-printed with a bit of colour, which are quite gorgeous. And these ones that have actually got images on. And then we've just got a couple of press out ones like this that are going to use to decorate the box. You've got an ink spot in grey granite in this particular case. We've got some more little banners and you've even got glue dots. So those are all in there. That's just a bit of packing to keep things straight. So like I say, I'm going to choose one particular card. You've got the instructions and it tells you what you're going to need for each particular card. I'm going to do a version of this one, the birthday card here. So that shows you what you're going to need. And then you've got the different instructions here. So you can see where it's telling you to use your ink spot to ink these bits and add them to your image. The only thing that you will need to add, not included, is a pair of scissors to be able to trim your cord. So we're going to make this one here. If you want to, you can use a phone or what have you to scan the QR code to watch the detailed instructions. Like I say, I'm just going to go through one of these and I'm actually going to make it a tiny bit different. So I'm going to be making card number 2. So it shows me that I'm going to want the spotted, as it were, card base. I'm going to want, let's find it, we're going to want one of these. We're going to want one of these corrugated pads. So we'll move these other ones out of the way. We're going to want the label. So, and I'll talk you through that in a minute. We're going to want, let's check. So we're going to want an envelope that matches. So we're going to go with, I'm actually going to pick, it doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm going for this as in it matching the colours. You could go for this one as in it matching these spots, but I actually want something that's a bit darker, so I'm going with that. So let me check, we're going to want those glue dots. The other thing that you might want when you're using the glue dots is a pin. I'm going to use my pokey tool, my take a pick tool for that, but you can just use a pin. So we're going to want the envelope, we're going to want the card base, we want the corrugated piece, we want the ready done image, we're going to want the labels, and I'll show you why I'm leaving those together in a bit. We want the block. We're going to want the stamp that says happy birthday. Of course you can choose whichever stamp you want. I am actually going to go with the happy birthday. So we're going to want that, and we're also going to want the leaf. And we're going to want the twine and the dots. So and some dimensionals from it. Okay, so we've got everything that we need. So I'm going to turn this now to the instruction bit of this, and you can see as well you've got a ruler down the side of here. So when you need to measure your twine, which tells you just here, you're going to want 12 inches of twine. So you can grab that there. So let's do that first, and it doesn't go to 12, so we are going to basically measure it from 0 to 6 and back again to make 12, and that's what we need for that. Right, so as you can see, it's telling you to stamp the happy birthday onto this piece here, and this is why I tend to leave this in. And let's just get into here. I like to just use this pair of scissors to, oops, not doing a very good job of this, to break the seal on here to get in. And I'm just going to fold that back actually. There we are. So where have I put my, stuck to my, where have I stuck? I managed to stick my sentiment somewhere. That's great, well done. I might be using a different sentiment after all, because now I can't find where I've got it stuck to. Is it stuck to the other side of one of these? No. Oh, sorry about this, folks. Right, so I'm going to make this a thank you instead. Then it's going to turn up as soon as, oh, I found it. Here we are. I've got stuck to the back of here. Right, so I'm going to pop that on there, and this is why I keep this within here. You do have a few extras on here. you get to make 3 of each card, and you can see there's 5 labels. So it's actually giving you a chance to make the odd mistake, and if you don't, then you've got some extra pieces you can use on other items. Now, I did mean to tell you about one of the things that I recommend is that if it's a new stamp, that you just prime it first. If you've got an eraser, I'd just go over the surface with an eraser. If you haven't got one, then just ink it and stamp it a couple of times first. You can start to see that I'm getting a better image. And it's just because when it first comes out of the factory, there may be just a little bit of something on the surface of the stamp. So I'm now going to, it's best if you've got a mat underneath this, but I'm showing how we can use it straight out of the kit. And there we are, we've got our happy birthday. So the next thing we're supposed to do, I always turn it back again to this, is we're going to stamp our leaves around the image. So I'm just going to peel the sentiment off of there and pop the leaves on. And I've actually got an adhesive eraser. Any kind of eraser will do. And this is what I say about just priming your stamps before we start. Works a little bit better. So we're then going to stamp these leaves around. Let's see, we're going to stamp them just here where the sort of duo of flowers are, like that. And this has come out quite dark. If you don't like it this dark, you could always stamp it off first. So we're also going to just pop the leaves down at this join in the flowers as well. There we are. So we've got our flowers on there as well now. So going back to our instructions, we're then going to use some twine to tie around here. So that piece that I cut is just here, and we're going to tie this around, but this is where I'm going to make mine just a little bit different. The idea is that we are going to fold this and we're going to pop the corrugated piece onto the front like that, and then have the flowers over the top like that. And then we're going to have our sentiment. And the way they've done it in the kit is they've got their sentiment covering up like that, perhaps just a little bit lower down. I want it lower still. I want it kind of around about here, which might mean that I actually want some more. I'm going to actually add some more leaves up here. So I'll grab my leaves back. And add them, because I'm going to be covering up some of these leaves down here. So that lets me know that I'm actually going to want my twine down here at the bottom. So I'm going to pop that around like that, and we're going to tie this into a bow. If you struggle with bows, you can always tie it as a knot, so don't worry about bows. I'm making mine quite small, so I'm just wrapping that around, passing that through like that. So that's going to be my bow, and you can just move that around if you want to, like that. Then we've got, like I say, we're going to use, they're showing us putting the sentiment on next. I think it's actually better to put this on next. So this is where we're going to use some of these little glue dots, and these stick really well. So what I would suggest is that you get, like I say, a pin or the edge of scissors, being careful if you do that. And we're just going to pop these on the back of here like that, and we're going to do the same. That's what this one here is, that's your twine. So I'm going to pop some more of these glue dots, and I'm picking them up with the other backing still in place. So now that we've done that, we're just going to pop the backing off each of these. So if these are pressed down, the backing will come off fairly easy. So just press them into place if you need to. Then we're going to pop this onto the card front. I'm going to make sure that there's a little more space at the base than at the top, like that. And then we do the same thing with this one. So we're taking all the lids off our glue dots. You just need to move those out of the way. So you'll end up with some little messy bits, and then I'm going to put this one on with reasonably even borders, top and bottom, there, like that, and just press where the glue dots are. Now we're going to pop our birthday up on dimensionals. So here we are. So we want the dimensionals out of here, and it shows we're just going to use 2 dimensionals like that. And like I say, I'm popping my sentiment. I was actually going to pop it a little bit further down. I think that looks about right for me. So I'm going to pop that on like that, and then we're going to add some of these lovely enamel dots. And again, a pin might help you to pick these up. So I'm going to pop, yeah, I'll pop one there like that. And it does suggest a trio of them. And that's definitely how I like to work. And there we have our card, and of course we've got an envelope as well. Now what would be quite nice is to actually grab our big floral stamp. You could use another of the sentiments on the inside potentially. Maybe thinking of you, best wishes. I'm going to grab the best wishes. Excuse me, bit of a frog in my throat. So I'm going to use the best wishes and pop that on the inside here. So we'll pick that up like that, and again I'll just use an eraser across the surface. because these are photopolymer, you can see through to see exactly where you're stamping, which is great. I'm still going to stand up so that I can see, and just stamp the best wishes there like that. Take that off and pick up, and just make sure that that's not in the way. And just something else that you can, I'm not going to worry about using the eraser over this now, and just lots of light stamping over it. And I'm just then going to stamp that down in the corner like that over, just to give a little added interest there. And I'm going to do a similar thing with the envelope, making sure that there's plenty of room for the address. Depends on whether you're sending this or hand delivering it, but I'm just going to pop this over one corner of the envelope down here. You could of course do it on the back of the envelope as well. And there is our quick card. Not quite so quick because I've given you a full walkthrough of the kit. So in June we've got an offer on kits. So from the 1st to the 30th of June, you'll actually be able to get a discount on our kits. So this could be one of the kits that you might want to consider. Like I say, I think this one is particularly good because we've got the lovely floral image, and I'll maybe coming back to that later in the week if I get time. But it's something that is really useful in terms of the images and the sentiments. So please do subscribe to my channel below to see a quick card every Monday and a quick tip every Friday. Thank you for stopping by.